Going live. Let me get your shit up. And your song. You guys start singing just to get us kicked off.
Where are you? Do.
A little pitchy, but come back with it. Let's do it again.
Where are
Okay,
you?
now you're a little flat. That's kind of... There you go.
Oh, it wasn't you.
Are you... You got to come from the diaphragm. Hey, if you like big boobs, you found the right show. That's a falsehood, sir. Well, half true.
Thanks.
Sorry.
All I want is to go again, but you
Consider my feelings.
Never.
You
have feelings?
Yes.
White men don't have feelings.
Well, not valid ones.
They're not allowed feelings. You guys have had long enough.
Thank you for your honesty.
We're done with you.
And here, I'm going to connect the chat, and we're good. Do you feel pressure as women of color to be able to sing well?
No, I can't sing.
I can't sing.
Because I'll tell you, we expect it.
It's okay.
Only black women are known for singing out of the women's of color.
No.
Jesus Christ. Look at this, Gervais. I don't know what... So I'm trying to connect the...
Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know. Leave it.
We can just... Okay.
Cause I made reservations, too many invitations, and the last
If I ask you a question today, I'm going to shut the fuck up. That's
Tell me where's your location.
Why would you start now?
Because I was making fun of her in front of her father.
I actually didn't know that she did that a lot.
No, I do it like every time. She actually points it out like every time.
Well, I know that, but I guess I don't see it directly from questions.
And every time I think about it, and then in the moment I forget. So we're just like lock in.
I don't know why it's taking so long to connect. Make sure devices are connected to the internet and have Bluetooth on. Both are true. What is this for?
I mean, it's for connecting to the YouTube, for the Therapy Rebranded YouTube, for the chat.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Don't be so hard to reach. Just pick up your phone. Tell me where you be, cause I gotta know.
Oh.
Any night, any day.
Yep, here.
Let me take you away. All I need is you.
So I just clicked. Oh, I see. I'm gonna get it away.
Better nights, better days. When you're here with me, babe.
But I
Cause
can
you're
smell
all
my...
I crave, so I wonder. Where are you? Baby, don't hide away from me. When I
What'd you
need
say?
you most, we got love guaranteed. And I have to know, say. Don't be so hard to reach. Just pick up your phone. Tell me where you'll be, cause I gotta know.
I seek them out. And then he goes, I don't mind, I hope you don't mind me saying, but you have amazing, like, musk.
Ew.
I own a perfume company. I'd like to use your smell in a cologne. So I did it.
Skin you alive.
I made it up.
You fucker.
And it's based off this awesome Kids in the Hall sketch from a long time ago called Husk Musk.
What is wrong?
The guy's on. No, I'm just ripping that off for that one, but it's so because it's so. It's one of my all-time favorites.
I like you said, "Hey Rachel, did I ever tell you?"
Yeah. Oh, I'm a real barrel of monkeys.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so. My kids think I'm really fun. They said it the other day.
A barrel of monkey sounds racist.
Well, that's how I mean it. Very derogatory.
Exactly how you thought.
Yeah.
Barrel of monkeys.
Fucking barrel of monkeys around here.
You fucking barrel of monkeys. That sounds
Why
sounds
don't
good.
you and your barrel of monkeys get the fuck out of this theater so we can
I think
listen?
we're good.
Who do you think you are, barrel of monkeys?
I think it's good.
Okay. I'm just
Somebody's
kidding.
upstairs hearing us yell, "You barrel
Barrel
of
of
monkeys."
It's getting really racist down there.
Those big titty bitches and their racism. Okay.
Whoops.
Ooh, Ooh.
That's not your show. This is.
Are we starting over?
Sort of, yeah.
Are we
that's what
going
I'm
live
doing.
this whole
I'm connecting the chat. Yeah, we're live, but we can edit it afterwards.
It's the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna turn up.
Hey guys, what does I want to turn up mean?
What do you think it means?
And I think it means like have fun or party, but I guess I've never known for sure.
You're spot on.
Thank you. I like turning up myself.
You do.
Oh yes.
You do.
Oh, I do often.
Although you liked those turned down drugs, so I don't know.
Oh yes. I also like the turn up ones. You'd be surprised.
Connoisseur of all.
Hard to find one that I didn't like for a long time. Let's see. And changing your flavor behind you. Looking good, ladies. Yeah, that makes up more than makes up for your intellect. Here we go. More than makes up, I said.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Therapy Rebranded.
You didn't say it.
It's
Why are you
all right.
doing? Why are you trying to throw me off?
Why not?
What's wrong
You're
with
on your
you?
phone right now.
Fuck, you're right. I was.
Keeping it real unprofessional.
I was sorry, guys.
So-
But I'm here now. I'm here and present, ready to go.
You had 45 minutes to sit on your ass and be on your phone.
I did, and now I
until we were
decided.
ready.
Okay, we're jumping in.
Yes.
Do you want to go first or should I?
We'll see what pops up. We'll let Gabe decide.
Gabriel?
I'm going
okay.
first. Before I go, how are you? How are you feeling? It's right before Mother's Day weekend. What do you do for Mother's Day?
Yeah, we should talk about that.
What am I doing actually for Mother's Day, or what would I like to be doing for Mother's Day?
I mean, however you want to take it.
I'm going to visit my grandmother on a lovely family vacation with my mother and my brother, and we're going to have a lovely time in San Diego.
You're whispering and I can't hear
We're
you.
having we're going to be together in San Diego.
It's going to fill your heart with warmth.
Yes.
What percentage of people do you think can have their core family together? So like the parents and siblings all in the same room and have it not be draining after 24 hours?
That's a great question.
Like what?
Like actually?
Yeah.
Gabe, you go first.
I was going to say, I feel like most other people do besides me. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a grass always greener thing, but I see people who are like so locked in with their family. And there's times that I do like absolutely feel good about these interactions, just not the last 15 years.
I think I have a distorted view because I also feel like most people have good interactions.
I said more than 24 hours.
More than 24 hours.
I think most people spend, I don't know. I think it's hard to know. I don't always think that the amount of time you spend with your family shows how much you like them. There's a lot of people who spend a lot of time with their family because that's the expectation and they feel like that's what you're supposed to do with your parents.
It's true.
Are you guys to the age yet where you are starting to have, the awareness that your parents' lives are not infinite and that you should be spending time, where it compels you to go like, I better go see them because,
I do.
Okay, you do?
Yeah, I do.
I don't feel like that, but my mom's under 50.
And I have older parents, and they're both kind of like...
Oh, yeah. No, your mom's a little hot rod.
They, act kind of older.
I'm
She's my
stuck with
age.
her for a long time, so...
Yeah. No, it's just...
I can space it out. Really take my time.
It's
a little
true.
stride.
It's true.
I just
Stride, no
got there.
sprint.
I just got to that age, and it really feels strange because I know I don't see, particularly my dad.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel bad because you start to have this awareness how much you love your parents and that you need them, or, that you need them on some level still, or want them on some level, not need.
Oh, yeah, you still haven't had a parent die.
Right.
I think it's scary
That's why
for
I'm not a
people
man
who
yet.
haven't had a parent die.
It is. It feels more destabilizing in my mind.
It is destabilizing. You guys aren't making it up. It is destabilizing. It doesn't matter how old you are. I feel like having your preferred parent die is the worst shit ever. And then I feel like having no parents is terrible. Like, I think those are like
Sorry,
hard
Mom.
transitions. Like if your dad died first, I think you would be devastated. But then I think when your mom dies, you're going to be sad too.
Oh,
But
for sure.
A different kind of sad if she goes.
100%.
Because you're going to be like, wow, I'm the oldest generation in my family. There's no elders.
At the end of the day, you feel like, first of all, I can relate to their experience more being a parent and just going like, I know how my kids perceive me as young. And so now to see my parents, I don't know, you just see yourself, it's a progression, right? And it's like, I'm in line to be there.
It's also, I feel like for me, if I really think about it, I still have like 20 to maybe 30 years, which is a long time. But now it feels like it's not a long time.
And at the end of the day, like the thing I'm coming to is no matter your relationship with your parents, how flawed and whatever, it's still just those are your parents and it's what you got. And it's kind of you start to appreciate it more, at least for me, like flaws and all. You kind of just accept that,
Well, I think it's easier because I think it sounds like your parents are good grandparents, which I think when you have that transition, it's easy to be like, oh well, these other chapters sucked, but like I can find good things in this chapter.
It's saved my relationship with my mom.
Yeah,
like if she wasn't a great grandma, and she's an outstanding grandmother. So what do you guys have? Were you close with your grandparents?
Well, my grandparents are all alive. It's
okay.
Outliving my parents, so reverse order. Let's see. I'm close with one half, and the other half I'm not that close with. My black side I'm not that close with.
Do you feel any type like about them dying? Like because for me I love both my grandparents, or my grandpas. Mm-hmm. No grandmas in the picture. Not a lot of strong female figures in my life.
Mm. The next generation really stood up. Uh-huh. We got some strong women.
Mm-hmm. Too fucking strong. But there was always like I found out my grandpa Elvin died. I was on ecstasy. I was like rolling super hard, and it was just one of the most horrible times to learn. Or a great time, I guess. Hard to parse that.
That happened to my brother.
Really?
When he found out my grandfather died, he said he was on shrooms.
Yeah, it was like made it more surreal.
Yeah.
But I also think there's an advantage when you have kids that it does somehow. You shouldn't feel as bad for people who have kids when their parents die.
Yeah, I feel like you're anchored to the future. You're not like alone.
100%. Yeah. And you have to be strong for them. Future. So I think it like offloads some of the emotional burden in a very weird way.
Fair.
How are you doing? How do you feel about Mother's Day?
I'm going to see her at some point on Sunday. I don't know. I'm like...
I have nothing planned for either of them, my grandmother or my mother.
I'm probably going
to get flowers.
I don't want to say what I'm going to do because that's going to be... But yeah, I'll do something considerate but not expensive probably on Sunday.
Sweet.
Hang out with her.
My mom doesn't even ask if I'm coming home.
Your ass better be here.
No. I mean, like, she has no expectation.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
She's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Will your sister go there?
No. Oh, she's in Florida, though.
You guys just call?
Sometimes. Most of the time.
All right, let's get to this. Let's get to this Reddit.
Let's get into it, as the girlies say.
I try to call every time.
Speaking of low expectations, am I overreacting? Husband on OnlyFans. I need advice about my husband. While I was pregnant, we didn't do the deed or really do anything except maybe once every couple of months. His choice because he felt bad for our baby.
I already have, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll just keep going. I knew he watches adult videos online for free, ... But recently I just found out he's been paying for OnlyFans since March 2025, a few days before our first was born. The other day I caught him on the site and he denied ever paying or using that site, but I had a gut feeling, so I checked his email and his messages this morning. I feel so broken, angry, embarrassed, and flat out disgusted. I have no idea what to do, and I have no one to talk to about this. We just had sex the other day. I'm 7 weeks postpartum, and this makes me feel like I'm not enough and ugly. My body is clearly not the same, and he's paying some girl to see her body specifically, or more than one, I'm not sure. On top of it, I found that he's still watching his ex TikTok videos. I'm furious. Also found out these texts about me while I was healing from our second degree... Also found these texts about me while I was healing from 2 second-degree tears after giving birth to our first baby. I couldn't move without feeling like there was a chainsaw down there. So yeah, I had a lot of help from my mother since he wouldn't. I also don't argue with my mom like he says. It's been years since I had a bad relationship with my mom. She and I have been great for the past 3 years. Ooh, he hit a sore spot. Mm-hmm. Am I crazy for being angry and upset? What would you guys do?
You are not crazy for being angry and upset.
And she also just hurt her feelings. Why did she go through his phone? That was wild. Okay.
There's so much.
There's so much to unpack. Let me just get to the messages. Let's just
see the messages.
Okay. I want to see the messages. Yeah. So also,
I want to point something out.
Okay. How good is your sex life with someone who says does the deed?
I
Yes.
I was like, does
can't
the
even
deed?
You can't even write
You
out
couldn't
sex.
write it?
Prude.
You didn't even have to say it. You couldn't write it. I was like, oh, he couldn't wait to use your pregnancy as an excuse to not have sex with you. It makes me sad for you.
This is one of the uglier things that I'll ever say in my life. And I hate that I'm saying this because it's not right. Like, I know it's not right. But there's something about when women mention their pregnancy as it, like, to add to the victimhood, you know? Like, and I was recovering with... There's some way that it's used that feels performative to me, like, much of the time. I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying a good 50% of the time it feels like you're just piling on to make yourself feel worse or be more of a victim is how it feels to me.
Can I say something that is wholly untrue, but I feel like I mostly hear white women complaining in that specific way.
Yes. Thank you.
The thing
I'm sure it's not true.
Thing that makes me be like, to that is just that I personally am like, talked to so many women who didn't just like rush into getting pregnant and having children and are like so worried about getting pregnant and having children because like the first year after the birth and the pregnancy are such like vulnerable times and men do take advantage.
And do.
Not every man, but like if you have a guy who's a trash guy in any way, like he will be taking advantage of the fact that you can't leave him. And I see it repeatedly.
Really?
Oh, but I'm talking garbage people, like men where it's like, you just like...
Blatantly.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, bitch? Who's going to take you? Like that kind of, like,
no,
ugly?
Just
like...
like...
That's the vibe.
No. Just like, you know, cheating or like not coming home or doing these kinds of things and it's not like they're like saying to their face, you're not going to leave, but they're not going to
They're like daring you.
They're like, you just know. You need too much help. Nobody else wants you for the next 3 years. Like you're also off the market for anybody who's normal.
And you're just out of whack. You're just like off kilter hormonally. They totally take advantage of it.
Well, I'd like to mount a little defense of this guy because she's acting like he's this OnlyFans junkie or whatever. But if you look a little closer.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I mean, that would piss me. We declined.
Okay, hold on. Wait. I didn't read the text. So for people who are listening, not watching, there is a text message starting. They go all the way back to March 13th. Basically, Cash App is saying that they declined 2 attempts of purchases from OnlyFans, but then it says you spent $50 at OnlyFans, so clearly he pressed the button there, called the number back to say it wasn't fraudulent. Then
he kept total spending at $100,
and then he went like pretty much a month, and then spent $20, and then went another 2 weeks and spent $40, and then he went.
That's premium OnlyFans too.
Look at this on the board, Gervais. You can see, like, I highlighted the days, like, twice on Saturday, 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Decline. Like, he's fiending. He's
fiending, but then also it's not going through, so I'm not really sure. So it looks like he's like...
It's all at nap time.
He's definitely spent, like, probably $150 or $100.
Which isn't egregious, but still.
On Cash App. Well, I think
it's not about the money.
It's not about the money. Well, I would say that the way she wrote it made it sound like he was blowing shit on Cash App. Like, this is a little, like... This is, like...
Exaggerated.
If this was all the only porn he was consuming, I would say aside from that weekend, he watches porn very infrequently.
Yes.
Why do you think it was more upsetting for her to know that he was paying for it rather than watching it for free? Like, that seemed to be something that pushed her over the edge, that he would pay somebody.
I think a lot of women have a thing about their men paying for pussy or paying for videos because it seems like there's, like, effort or something. It's like, oh, you would pay for that? Like, when it's here for, like, I think it just is like it's like a point of pride that my man wouldn't pay for porn or something like that. And I think they feel a way about like cam girls and how like OnlyFans specifically. There's something about it feeling like a hooker or something.
Is it because it's specific to one woman?
That's a good question.
Like, is it because they sought her out and they think this specific person is attractive and they're giving this specific person money?
Like she's worth this amount. Like
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Am I being
yes, you're
whatever, like shitty by saying that is it just that she sees it as like that's like money I could have spent?
Nah.
It's not a lot of money.
Because well, I don't know. I've met women who absolutely like get really pissed about that kind of shit.
Do you really think that there's a difference in feeling wise for her if he spent money on it or not, or if he just went?
Yes, I do. I think the spending money was a thing. Yes. I think
it was for her too.
Yeah, I do think the spending money part was a thing. I'm not sure. I think you're right. It is an effort thing. I also think, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think maybe she sees it as pathetic. Like what I would think would be like way more pathetic than this is like when they like comment. You know, where they like comment under girls' stuff or like publicly or like, you know, famous women. Like,
oh, you're in my heart pocket
level of,
right
like,
now.
My man is like more of a loser if he's not like Pornhub is like whatever. Like every man watches Pornhub, quote unquote, but like kind of going the extra mile is like.
And it's just
free shit wasn't cutting it.
It's just really funny because it's actually very like anti-woman. So it's like, oh, because this woman, he's like doing it ethically. Ooh. You like feel more upset about it. And I'm not even, but I get that that's not how most people see it, but it's just interesting because it's like,
it's true.
Oh, if he's like watching the free sites where they're like basically exploiting like all of this content, nobody's making shit off of it, that's fine. But like if you give her $20 here, $40 there to consume porn, like I think less of you. I don't know. It's a weird backwards thing.
So now I'm exploiting women. Great. Thank you. I did want to.
Everyone watches it for free. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, like, as a woman, it's just kind of short-sighted.
It is.
I throw a nickel out the window. Is there anything to it that she sees him as, because people want their man to be secure, right? Mm-hmm. And this makes it seem like at least to me, because I've actually never paid money for porn online, like ever, because there's just a fucking unbelievable quantity of it for free online that's all ever changing.
Sometimes I just want to know what's behind the paywall.
I mean, hey, I appreciate your curiosity, but it's just one of those things. Like I haven't, and I wonder if she sees it as he's easily manipulated by other women. Like basically, other women can steer him away easily.
Well, she clearly feels I think she feels insecure. Clearly, she's like under the belief that if she were good enough, he would only be attracted to her, which is very immature.
Very immature.
Because she's saying how she feels ugly now and those kinds of things. So those. Actually, now that I'm thinking back to that, I think this is an insecurity issue. All right, solved, done.
Do you think when he goes online, he asks the OnlyFans girl to do the deed?
Is she asking whether she should leave or not? Is that her question?
No, but wait, there's text. I want to see the text because I think those are going to be more hurtful.
Yeah, it's weird too. Here it comes.
I think the texts are going to be way more hurtful.
Oh no.
We were strict with not wanting anyone to think they were entitled to raising our son. He writes, that's why I think it's a list of being lazy and weird about it. She keeps thinking she can't do it on her own as people do it for her because IDK if it's my fault to picking this girl, but she never does shit but complains about everything. This is so much worse than the OnlyFans girl. This is and then worse. Also the not helping while I was fucked up. Now it's all coming together. Mm-hmm. You have an asshole husband and it's setting you off that he thinks he's entitled to have this level of joy while you're suffering.
Fuck man.
How dare you have joy and be enjoying these OnlyFans bitches while I'm suffering.
Look how men look how they counsel each other.
Look how men.
Wait, he goes, his friend replies, fuck man, I'm sorry, bro. Hopefully it hits her like, I gotta be involved 100%. Does she think her parents did well raising her? Because if she does, she won't be fighting the habit of mimicking their parenting style. Remind her of all the bad things they did, so she'll see she's got to be a different parent. You got a shit ton on your plate, man.
Ugh. He hates this bitch.
And his friend?
Yeah, I'm saying like that the guy has shit talked his own wife that many times that his friend is comfortable openly telling him what a piece of shit his wife is. You got a lot of fucking on your plate, dude.
He replies, I think it's just her used to everybody doing everything for her. Then the parents were all messed up getting divorced, then seeing other people. Then a few years later moving back in with each other in a house where the dad doesn't pay the bills, the mom wears the pants, and them being all over the place because they don't even trust each other.
He hates her. Cooked. He's cooked.
There's no coming back from this.
She argues with her mom all of the time and talks to them like shit. I should have known better, bro, honestly, and this whole kid situation sucked me in.
This is so much worse than OnlyFans. This is so
we
much
buried
worse.
The lead. We buried
I can't believe she's even talking about OnlyFans. Divorce. How did that even come up?
I get that I'm well, maybe because she's saying that's why she went through his phone. I don't know. Okay, wait. I get that I'm responsible for my actions, but I'm not playing this game where I'm not involved in having people think for me, telling me like, oh, blank just wants to do this or he thinks that. Like, how in the fuck are you going to tell me what the fuck I want to do or what I'm thinking because they're fucking wrong?
It's just so much fucking hate, man.
He hates her.
So much hate.
He hates her.
I never, like...
Am I crazy for being angry and upset? Was her question. What
Yes,
would you
you're
guys
crazy.
do?
Yeah, no, you're. But this is the type of guy who like kills his wife and kids and then like buries them somewhere and then like goes and like those what is that called? First
American
48 Yes.
American Monster, whatever.
Yes.
He put them in the barrel because
And as he's doing it, you made me do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is your fault.
You fucking
Watch.
bitch.
I literally don't think you're overreacting.
No.
I think you're missing.
underreacting.
I think you're missing the plot. I think you're stuck on feeling insecure about the fact that the OnlyFans was the title. You're missing the point.
Missing the plot.
Zoom out from your narrow feelings about sexuality and reflect on the fact that this is how he talks about you when you're not around. He literally hates himself for choosing you and having a baby with you and has rewritten the narrative
That's too ugly.
that you sucked him in with this baby, whether that's true or
This
not.
is worse than him sexting with another bitch.
This is atrocious.
This is horrible.
No, this is horrible.
As someone who went through a tumultuous divorce,
he
right,
hates
with like
you and
feelings,
your family.
never wrote anything even fucking close. And I mean, I've had those like feelings, right, or had those impulse, but never ever would write something even close to that.
Yeah, it blows my mind. And also, like, he thinks little of you and your family. And, like, the stock you come from. Like,
And,
he
like,
thinks
how
you're garbage. He thinks you and your family are
Right.
garbage. Like, it's not just you.
And how you handle your issues with your like he's judging you. He hates you.
So she's the yellow one.
Yep. So, I can't see the...
Super Lois.
Super Lois. He talks nasty about you to other people. Big red flag. My fault for choosing this girl.
More than
What
a
the
red flag.
entire... What's WTAF?
What the actual fuck?
Oh, what the actual fuck. And even if you don't care about him wanting other women, he looks like he is trying to spend $25 to $30 per day on OnlyFans at this point. All right, relax,
Yeah,
though, because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
literally like every couple weeks. Why are these women more upset about the OnlyFans than these
I
men
told
hating
you.
them?
Because I think women have a thing
What
about
is going on right now?
people don't like sex workers.
No, this is blowing. He literally...
They believe
It's like, why are they even talking about it?
exactly.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
it looks like it started off slow, but is escalating. Oh my God, was she gone for a weekend? Relax.
And
Original
trying to
post,
psych
do
her
the
up like
math.
that, yeah.
Does your budget support it? Is he going to push you to get a job and carry more weight financially so he can spend $600 to $900 per month on naked strangers? Who are these weirdos? I have a job and I make... Original poster replied, I have a job and I make good money as an engineer. I make more than him. We go 50-50 on mostly everything. Just embarrassing that he can be saving money for his son instead of this garbage. Why is everybody worried about the OnlyFans? This is blowing my mind.
Because patriarchy. Because it's about competing
what
with
the
other
money-
women. It's not about him like, well, he's just gonna talk. That's the guy talk. Like, no, he hates her.
Patriarchy. This is all women generated. This is a
That's what I'm
woman's-
saying, though. It's like that's like their like it's like they're infighting. They're like putting the other women like she needs to be like at him about the other women when that's not the fucking issue.
I want to know is there a therapy term for like what when people do the thing that is happening in this thread, which is you're in crisis, you're very upset, and then people going, and this, and what about this if he's doing this? Like they start just
that's
like
just-
stoking the fire or
I think
whatever.
That's just people.
But they do it. But there is a certain type of like
It's also
white
online,
women
but it's also online culture
who
that's
do it
just what
like
people do.
crazy though. Because women you have dated does this in person, like in a crazy way, right? To where it took me a long time to catch on to it. Like, this is a technique.
So I think, like, you know how you say, like, people are just, like, stupid? Like, most people are dumb?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, but then when you describe people's behavior, you describe it like there's a lot of intention. I think a lot of people are really actually just dumb and, like, they like overblowing situations, but that's also because they're, like, responding that way. Like, that they think that's how you're supposed to engage or, like, validate you is to amp you up.
And yes, and
Sure.
I think
And I think it's just not, I think it's actually, like, the opposite. And that's when you're supposed to calm them down. I think it's just like being a sounding board. Mm-hmm. But people just go like to the. Also, everyone's talking to themselves. Like that woman was writing her, but was really talking to herself. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on.
it's hard too because women and like even here like
I love this.
Someone else wrote and commented, my ex used to take long, quote, poops several times a day. He also came to bed hours after me despite having to be up in the morning, and he would sneak off during random times of day to sit on his computer for just a minute while I was stuck doing all the household work. Guess what he was doing every time? Porn! He admitted it after many fights about him taking 20-minute poops every time we were leaving with friends. And I do, meanwhile, the friends were there. And then we'd come back from the restaurant and he'd run into the bathroom again. I was concerned he needed to see a doctor, but I noticed that the bathroom never stank after the 20-minute epic poop sessions. I asked him about it. Then I pushed him on it. Then we fought about it dozens of times. The weird part is I have no problem with porn. I didn't tell him at any point he couldn't watch it. The sneaking off and avoiding responsibility and making us late for things and then lying about it is what made me mad. Valid.
Yeah, that is valid.
Another woman just packs on. Oh, same.
Oh, same. My ex would neglect his whole family for hours sitting on the toilet. Hours. I think the longest was 3 hours locked in the bathroom where no one else could use it. He'd lock himself away any time of day, multiple times every day like this. He'd fly off the handle if anyone knocked to use the toilet and rage about not having any me time away from people. It got so outrageous, I thought he was on drugs. Turned out he was watching porn.
That's not funny.
Then it started escalating to extreme levels. He stopped touching me entirely and didn't even sleep in our bed half the time. I'd go look and he'd be locked in the bathroom with OnlyFans. I expected an affair, but it was just his $2,000 a month, probably more. I still don't know about OnlyFans addiction. And he's one of those guys who shit talks the porn industry to anyone who will listen.
Yep. It's always those.
Oh, that's true. Yep. Yeah.
Major hypocrite. The original, I don't know, OF.
OnlyFans.
Oh, the OnlyFans addiction went hand in hand with an escalating drinking problem. Both kids moved in with their mom and refused to see him, and I left him, and it's only a matter of time before he pulls his dick right out of his body, I guess.
Well, that should be a major triumph for her. I just think there's something about this.
This is different than what that woman's talking about.
My ex would read this, and she'd go, oh, absolutely same thing. And it's like,
I'm not gonna lie, that would piss me off if you were like locking yourself in the in shirking duties and just leaving me out there just to whatever, like that would piss me off.
and I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying that she would say this, or that's what I'm trying to be clear on. But a lot of it, I want to be clear to any women.
Are you insinuating that they want these other women to get amped up and leave their husbands too, or like this is like a man hate
I think it's like you
want
to just share in the misery kind of, or just It's like that kind of whatever, misery loves company kind of thing. But I want to be clear to other women out there. Sometimes he's just avoiding you. Or sometimes it's not you. He just wants a fucking break or, whatever. Because I absolutely used it that way.
3 hours is wild.
3 hours,
3 hours is insane. 3 hours is insane. I'm not saying that that's normal.
3 hours is insane. And also like making us wait while we have company over is insane.
Is insane.
Hold on, making us wait while you have company over?
Yeah, because not her, but the woman before was saying that he used to run and like jerk off quick before they'd go out with friends while the friends were in the living room, like in the house waiting.
I've done that.
A lot of times the couple.
That's insane to me.
Really?
Yeah, especially because like if you're making me wait all this time, like you go 10 minutes tops and come back.
And actually, I should probably amend this. I actually don't know if I've done that. It just sounds like something that's possible that I've done, but I absolutely do the. You're trying to get the kids ready to leave or whatever, and then the sitter comes, and then I'd go take a shower, and that used to make her fucking insane. What's that?
I've heard that from that the guy, dad or whatever, disappears.
Yes. Yeah. But that's
But I think for a lot of women, this in couples therapy, the couples that I've had, a lot of times the women are also very they've been neglecting themselves in terms of their own sexuality. So a lot of the time they're their husband is watching porn or they're masturbating or they have at least an internal sexual life and the woman hasn't masturbated or doesn't. She's like, well, I don't need that or whatever. And it's so is part of you jealous that he has this kind of time to himself or that he values this or whatever? You could also have this.
You just made me realize I didn't say.
And that's not all the time, but I've just had that a couple times.
I didn't say the thing either. I was not watching porn when I was in the bathroom. Sorry. I was just avoiding.
I don't know if
because I couldn't sit in the living room. I couldn't sit and read a fucking email because then she'd say something about what can you do this or you're just going to sit there and read or what? It was constant. So you go there just to get peace. I'm sorry. That's just what it
I know
what it
you're
was.
not sorry.
No, I mean, whatever. It's true is what I'm saying. I don't know how else to say it.
So the patriarchy piece that Rachel was talking about is this whole notion that like we're all conditioned to like fight for male attention, and so like
Thank you for
it's this notion that like these women are telling themselves that these OnlyFans women and these porn stars who literally have never met their husbands, don't think about their husbands, care about their husbands, are stealing their husbands from them or stealing time with their husbands from them by them watching this porn or consuming this or spending money on OnlyFans, rather than thinking about how that husband is treating them or why their husband doesn't want to be around them.
Oh, you just...
That's like the thing is like,
Yeah.
it's so...
I agree.
That's the clip.
In defense of the women, by the way,
Which
the
isn't
dude would
true.
leave you with for the OnlyFans dude in a heartbeat, or for the OnlyFans woman in a heartbeat.
But she doesn't even
But
know
it's
they
not
exist.
realistic.
Right.
Right.
And a lot of these women will leave their husband for somebody on the look caliber man-wise.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
Yep.
I think one of the biggest things as a man that was always frustrating, regardless of relationship, is whenever you have your intentions, when they project your intentions onto your behavior, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're avoiding this because, like, and you're not even taking care of your kids. You don't care about your kids.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I think a lot of men, they don't have to think about whether they care about their kids because they know that their wives will never let their kids have less than or not be taken care of properly. So if they leave or do whatever, that's what women aren't getting is like, I'm not saying that you should put your kids in bad positions, but
Right.
like these men aren't going like, oh, my kids are suffering. They're going, oh, she's got it.
Yep.
Which is its own issue, but it's not about it's not about them not caring about the kids. They
know you're a good
think the
mom.
kids are well taken care of. That's not the issue. You're not being well taken care of in the relationship.
Yes.
In theory. Like if that's what you're
Either
upset
people.
about.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, if that's what you're upset about though, is like them dodging. They're not dodging spending time or doing things around the house and thinking that their kids are suffering. They know you're going to do it, which is maddening. If you're the whatever.
Yeah.
It's maddening, but also let some shit fall apart. And leave your kids with your husband and go.
When you say
I will
that,
be ditching.
When you say
people.
that in general, when you say
Where'd you go? To the store.
they
You'll be
panic.
fine.
They panic. You see them like their bodies go, but what?
What do you mean? Who
Fucking
panics?
relax.
When you say let him fail.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to fail. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine. That's
They'll
the
be
whole thing.
fine.
They'll all be fine.
They'll be fine.
The guy would not let his kids fit. Like, that's what is lost on all this shit. Like, sure, you are taking care of them because you absolutely dominate that space. Like you don't allow me to have input there. You don't allow me, me being the man, not me, actual me.
Yeah.
But to even have input. Everything I say is fucking wrong.
Yeah.
I'm doing the kid's diaper and go, oh my gosh, that's how you're doing it. And they step in and do it. And it's like, oh, fucking hey then. Like, so
Yeah.
you step away just to like, it's so miserable.
But what I'm saying is when you step away, then they go, you don't care about the kids.
Yes.
And what I'm saying is that the kids are being taken care of because she's doing it regardless of whether you're there.
Yes.
You already know the kids are being taken care of. That's like the
100%.
accusation that you don't think your kids. They
Yes,
know the
yes,
kids are
I
going to
get what
be
you're
fine.
saying.
Yeah, you guys
Yes.
know the kids are going to be fine.
Exactly.
That's not the issue.
Just like if you left, I would fucking get them and they'd be fine,
I actually think a lot of women don't think that their kids would be fine if they were left with their husband
That-
and their
No doubt.
father, which is its own like
That's
No
own
doubt.
thing.
question about why you're with
Why'd you
somebody
pick
you
'em?
can't. Well, why are you still together?
Where's my camera?
Why are you still together?
Why are you still together if you don't want
Like maybe you didn't anticipate they were going to be this kind of a parent. Why are you still together? How do you respect them? But they don't. That's why they stop sleeping with them because they hate them. And then the cycle continues.
Any last thoughts about this one?
No, let's move on.
Okay.
Just girl, he hates you. That's what you got to care about, not the OnlyFans bitches.
Take your kids and go to your mama's house.
No.
Sorry, just 1 second. I have the Bumble one coming up here.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Do 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 do
Yeah,
do
dude. There we go. And bingo, bango, bongo.
Found my boyfriend's account on Bumble, and he says it's a scam. Context: 24-year-old female dating 25-year-old male for 9 months now. Oh,
this
girl,
isn't
it's
even
time
worth
to
the
go.
fight. Just hop
9
out.
months, bitch. It's time to go. Sequence of events. In February, someone told me they saw my boyfriend's profile on Bumble. And I immediately confronted him about it and showed him the screenshot. He did not agree to it and showed me how the account linked to his phone number was permanently banned on Bumble. I accepted that, assuming that Bumble might be glitching. Me to me. In April, he's been super busy with his studies, and we have had lots of fights and misunderstandings owing to various reasons. I somehow knew that something was off from his end, hence that led me to make a fake Bumble account to find out if he was actually using it. Oh, God, girl, you're already losing.
She had to.
I started swiping profiles similar to his job profile, and guess what? I stumbled on his profile within just 20 minutes of swiping right on similar profiles. I then swiped right on him. He swiped back the next day, and we started texting. It was just 15 to 20 messages exchanged, but I could guess it was him from the style of texting. After this, I video called him on WhatsApp and also was texting side by side on Bumble. The moment I sent him a text, I could see him smiling a bit and again became sure about it. I confronted him about it. He did not accept it again. Then I think they're German. Then I cut the call and received a message from that Bumble account asking for some money. What? He's been denying the whole of it since 2 days. I checked his phone number, still says blocked on Bumble, but IG, there could be several other ways to maintain him. Not him acting like he's a scammer and asking for money. He's been denying it. Instead, has been hurling abuses at me and saying that I cheated on him instead, as I had matches in my profile, which was clearly done to train the Bumble algorithm to show me his profile. He's saying, why would I break a relationship because of a money scam? Am I so dumb to consider that a scam? Am I overreacting? I know it was pretty toxic to make a fake account to check on him, but I guess it was my insecurity that made me do that. It's just very difficult for me to navigate this situation emotionally. So many thoughts in my mind if I actually did the right thing by breaking up with him. Confused and heartbroken. You did the right thing.
Oh my God. Like, why are you even fucking questioning this shit?
Yeah, I want to know if, like, you were used to being, like, gaslit, so you were, like, primed and ready for this.
Yeah.
Or, like, what happened to you? Because there's, like, the fact that somebody you've known for less than a year is making you question your sanity. I mean, it's age appropriate. It happens to a lot of people, but, like, pull out immediately, block him on everything. Like, you need to literally cleanse him from your system. Also, I just want to name, like, somebody was permanently blocked on Bumble. Why? Like, what kind of behavior were they having on Bumble that they were permanently blocked? Also, how are you Gen Z and you don't know things like Google Voice numbers? Like, come on, bro. Come on. You, like, have to know that, like, that was... All of this is, like... games. You don't need to do all of this. This was to prove to you that you weren't crazy, and it didn't even work. You're still feeling crazy. So just pull out, reset, do not date for 6 months. Something went very wrong. Do not start dating until you start walking through the grocery store and having flashbacks of all the lies that you let go. Like, you need to go back to reality if you were ever in it.
You have to go back to yourself.
Insane to me.
No, this is insane.
This is insane to me. You saw his account. He said it was old or that it was glitching. Fine. That was his soft warning to fucking delete your shit and stop cheating on me. Then you go look in April because clearly something was off. And he's not only cheating on you, but next to you, in front of you, swiping with you.
See him smiling.
He's
Smiling.
20 minutes. He responded in 20 minutes.
He answered your call and is...
He's voraciously cheating on you. It is insane.
And the fact that you're second-guessing yourself is a sign that he's had you fucked up for a long time. And somebody else had you fucked up before him.
Yeah, because you are way too primed for this. This is why when I caught that ex cheating, I never talked to him again, because I was like, this is the conversation I'm going to have. It's going to be unsatisfying. It's going to make me question my sanity. Mm-hmm. And when somebody's willing to go this far and doesn't care about your sanity, you have to cut contact.
Explain to people what being primed is.
Like, being primed is like not everything goes back to parents, but a lot of things goes back to parents. Like, you probably have, for some reason in your life, had to ignore reality to survive. And so when you get into relationships with people who are gaslighting, if you've had to ignore reality, like, feels very comfortable and familiar to be told to ignore the truth. So, like, I don't know, if you had a parent who was, like, clearly a cheating alcoholic, but everybody told you that wasn't the case, and you had to, like, ignore it all of your life and pretend that your dad's a great guy, even though he's, like, a terrible guy, something like that.
You're learning not to trust yourself.
You're learning not to trust yourself and your gut, and, like, you're going to choose people who make you feel uneasy, and then when they tell you that you're crazy, since you already feel uneasy, you're going to believe it.
That was a great explanation.
That was great.
Yeah.
It's like grooming, but for adults.
Is there a tactic you guys use or whatever, or something to get people to fucking see, like, step outside themselves? Like, if this was happening to one of your friends, how the fuck, would you react to that,
So when this happened to Rachel...
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard. I think the hardest part is when someone's being, like, lied to this extent and, like, believing, like, doesn't trust their own gut or whatever. Yeah, this happened to you.
This exact thing.
He didn't say it was a scam, though. Oh, that was the wild part, too, that, like, he literally, after you found out, sent some texts about money and then said it was a scam. Like, he's playing in your face.
He's playing
He
in
might
your
as well
face.
spit in your face. Like, I literally
horrible.
move like he spit in your face, because that's what he just did.
Yeah.
Cheating next to me, responding right away to Bumble.
Smiling at the phone.
I love the guy move of the whole like, you looked in my phone? You look. No wonder I cheat. Like you, like look, you're a psycho. You can't do like it's just
Look,
it's
you're a
so
psycho.
hilarious, right? And I've heard it like a lot of times.
And why, when she wrote about this man gaslighting her, did she start by telling us that he's been super busy? I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
I didn't catch that. That's fucking.
Women
I
that's
don't.
one thing that
He's
we
been
love to
so
do.
busy with his studies, and we've had a lot of fights and misunderstandings owing to various reasons. So he's been
trying
treating you
so
like shit,
hard.
and you find ways to convince yourself that you're part of the problem.
He's under a lot of
Wait,
pressure.
go back to
you guys.
Gabe's question. What like when you were like hanging in there with me, what was
Oh, so the really hard thing is, like, if you have a friend like this and you make them do something they're not ready to do, so pressure them into seeing the truth. And this is the same with clients. Like, they'll just push you out of their lives. Just be done with you. Like, that's just the reality. And so you can't really make somebody see, like, if they don't want to, if that's the hardest thing, I think, is if someone doesn't want to be in reality, they won't be in reality. And that's that. Like, there isn't a hack. There's not like a trick or like a life hack to like get somebody into reality. I think that's what people miss, is like, you don't have that much say over what other people do.
Yeah.
And how they see the world. And like, all you can do is share the information and then let them decide what they want to do with it. Like, there's nothing, like, if I was this person's friend or therapist, like, I would be pointing out that none of this is possible. Like, I would be like,
Right.
they'd be like,
yeah, and that's what you were doing.
yeah, I'd just be like, but that's not.
She was just like pointing out realities, and it was like up to me to decide how I was going to react to that.
Like, when he was like, you know, oh no, this was old or this was that, I was like, no, it was active.
It was active,
And like, you were out of town that weekend, so like, he probably just did it because you were out of town. Like,
and it wasn't even Gervais who found it,
yeah, it wasn't. Somebody else sent it to me, and I was like, fuck.
which is the worst thing.
What do I do? What do I do with this?
She did the right thing.
I was like, is it active? Is it blah blah blah? Is it blah blah blah? So yeah, I don't know.
and I stayed still.
Yeah,
I stayed. So
he committed. He lied about it for like a day, and then you like
I came home and he just fell apart about it.
he admitted it. This committing is the part that's like,
But I think 3
this
months
guy's a
later, I was
monster.
gone. Like 3 months later, I think I was gone.
Yeah, but this guy,
A monster.
this guy committing, being caught in committing does make people question their sanity sometimes, because it's also like, are you that bold?
Yes. You're doing
It almost feels unbelievable that somebody would just lie in your face like that.
Well, the first reaction is, oh, you're going to do this to me. You're going to do this thing to me. Like the thing that I never thought you're going to do this thing. And so you're almost in denial about like, oh, this is happening. Like, it's like, oh my God, this is happening to me. Ding.
Yes. One person commented, one has to wonder what he did to get her perma banned on Bumble. Someone goes, this was my first thought too. Why did he get banned? Probably not for being respectful. Someone replies, I got banned for good from Tinder for telling a trans I wasn't interested in someone with a penis.
Well,
I got a permanent ban on Tinder because a guy called me a lizard and I told him not to. Or no one wants a guy who's got a centimeter Peter, and to stop shaming women who feel confident in their own body. And he got so butthurt, he said I was bullying him. Rule number 1 on dating apps: if you are talking to someone and they start saying disrespectful, crazy shit, or accuse you of doing that when you haven't, and you know that you definitely have zero interest in going on a date with them, unmatch. Arguing with someone rando weird will get you nothing except maybe your account banned. Because if they're crazy enough to hurl insults at you, they're certainly vindictive enough to report your account for some bogus reason, and it could very well get you banned.
Yep.
Just unmatch immediately and move on.
Yep.
The side conversations in these Reddits kill me. This is what stood out to everybody.
What do you guys think about?
But that's because people don't know what abuse looks like. They don't know what those type of behaviors, like the belittling stuff. They don't know what that.
Well, and let's be honest, nobody cares about this poster. They don't know them in real life, so that's what was the interesting part to them.
Yes.
It's like
The juicy
sleuthing.
shit.
It doesn't feel like real life, even though supposedly it's real life. Although I think a lot of people get on here and lie.
Can they also just like tip your hat when someone insults you with a funny phrase like "lot lizard"? Like that's a truck stop prostitute.
It is.
Like that's a very good insult. And then she misspelled shamming, which it's like you lose. So just take your fucking lumps and move on. You're the lesser person in this exchange.
In your job, the kids that you see, do you have, like, what kind of, like, this is a weird question, but what kind of, like, dating, like, sexual dynamics do you have to deal with? Are they, like, does that make sense?
No.
Like, I'm thinking about this. Do you have to talk to them about, like, boundaries in dating, or are they...
No, because I'm not saying that long term they're in crisis. The worst is when kids on the unit start dating. There are a lot of kids on the unit start dating. We always joke we have, like, a dating, like, a matching service.
LMAO. Do you ever do they try and, like, be in each other's rooms and shit?
Oh, they try, but...
They don't.
They can't, but they try. 100%.
Love on the unit.
And also, I'd like to call Bumble or take them to task.
Why?
Because their rules should be more clear. Because, yeah, okay, it says you're not supposed to send, like, dick pics, but
Nick,
I thought if you send, like, if it's limp, that's not so bad. Like, you shouldn't have to...
Nobody wants to see a limp dick pic.
No, you send you a limp one first, and then just make sure that that's cool, and then, like, if they like it, then you send the hard one.
Are you actually doing that?
Of course.
Wait,
No.
am I being gullible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just 100% joking. Or I send the dick pics through the mail.
Shut up! No, you
I send them the hard copy.
What is the phenomenon, and this is like, it seems universal, of people getting stuck on small details rather than the big picture?
Oh,
I
yeah.
just had this conversation with a client today.
Like, people get so hung up on the small details. And I'm like, this is not about this. They have to know. In their heart. You don't think so? In their heart,
when you point it out, they're like, oh, shit. Yeah, the bigger picture or, like, context or whatever the fuck. But I don't know, like...
Do you guys relate?
This isn't really about a Bumble account. This is about the fact that he doesn't care about your sanity and is lying to your face. This is about lying to your face. This is about not, like, lying. I'm going to say it again. It's about lying to your face. It's not about cheating. Yes, cheating is bad. But the worst thing about him is that he lied to your face.
It's
for
like malignant hatred.
Because people see things as fixable. I have this, like, when people are going with their man, they're like, well, it's just couples therapy, or it's just he has to go to therapy, or I have to they're not looking at... They're not looking at the full thing. They think that, like,
does everyone think that their life is Goodwill Hunting? Like, do people really think that men who don't want to go to therapy, who grew up around a culture of people who think therapy is weak, are going to go to therapy, connect with their therapist, and change who they are in 6 months? That's not going to happen.
Clip it.
That's not going to happen.
Clip it.
Stop doing that.
Can you do, like, a bomb drop?
No.
Is it?
It's
are they
not
viewing
going
men
to happen.
as, like, heroic in some way in their heads, where it's like he's just such a, like, he's so closed in and, like, tough about this stuff.
If he could just get past his issues, if he could just work through this, he would be the man I want to be, and that's not the case.
Well, it's not even that. I think they're actually infantilizing men and are being like, you're 1 or 2 steps away from being the wholesome person I know you can be, and it's like,
that's what I mean.
They don't want to be the person that you want them to be. They're themselves. They want to be themselves,
and they think you are wrong. They don't think that, like, they think that you are the weird one for wanting to do all this stuff.
Like, they tell themselves, like, he won't care when I nitpick what he does all day when he works through his mommy issues. Like, literally. Like, they literally, like, that's, like, the leap. That's, like, what the therapy talk is, just giving women more language to make excuses and create narratives for men that don't exist. Like,
and they don't realize that at going to therapy, they're going to give him tools, but, like, you're going to be driven more crazy because he's going to start using therapy lingo.
It's not even that. It's just, like, that's not how therapy works. Like, therapy doesn't change who you are as a person.
No.
It's and like, people who are going but don't want to, like, aren't going to be successful in therapy.
Literally.
There's, like, it's so rare that somebody who doesn't want to be in therapy goes to therapy and has massive breakthroughs. You have to want to do therapy. You have to want to do the work. You have to be wanting. About it at least. You have to have a goal that you're working towards in therapy, not just going there to talk so that your wife doesn't leave you.
Yes.
And it's so infantilizing to be like, these men are going to go and they're going to hear all the things. This is the other thing they think. They're going to hear all the things I say to him from somebody else.
Yes.
And then they're going to change who they are as a person.
It doesn't work like
that.
that.
The therapist is going to call me in and say, you were right. You were right about everything. And he understands that now.
And they end up getting called out. And they're like, what the fuck? I thought I was going to come in and you were going to tell him that, like, he was the problem and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it doesn't.
And he might be the problem, but the core, like, if we zoom out, right? Like, instead of nitpicking all the things he does wrong, the core issue is, like, you knew this about him when you married him. And you thought you were going to change and mold another human. And now we have to figure out what we're going to do with that, because that's not reality.
If
What are we going to do? Are you guys going to meet in the middle, or
are you gonna suck it up and just do what he wants?
Suck it up. How
That's
often?
what it is.
How
it's
often
suck
would
it
you?
up and do it. It never. It.
I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it only works if he wants to go to therapy because he wants to work through something, because he had the realization that he doesn't like his own behavior. That is the only way that will ever. People have to go to therapy for themselves.
That is
You
the
can
only
shame
way.
them into it.
You can shame them into
into it.
attending appointments, but you can't shame somebody
Yeah.
into doing good therapy. I mean,
100%.
he's probably going there and just venting about how much he hates you.
Yeah.
And he's gonna learn to fucking gaslight you. He's gonna like hear one thing that like the therapist like validates his opinion. He's gonna be like, "Oh, off to the races with that shit."
I think what ends up happening too is then when they go and it doesn't work, they just like, he got a bad therapist.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
have-
girl.
I have
Okay,
two
girl.
questions for you guys as therapists, just
All right.
as this thing. So, one, with couples therapy, how often is it an actual solution that one of the people goes in for therapy?
I don't understand the question.
Well, because I think that's a common thing where, like, the man or woman wants the other one to go to therapy. Like, you need
yeah.
therapy, not me. And, like, how many times is that actually a solution?
It's never.
Where it's just the one person?
It's rarely a solution. I think one person can go to therapy first, but I think like if you really start doing like personal work, and you're gonna want the other person to do it.
Yeah.
I tell people it normally works better if you are both in personal therapy. Otherwise, one person, it just ends up feeling like one-sided, and one person ends up wanting to work out their personal issues in therapy. Even if they don't even like therapy, they're just like offloading all the other shit because they don't have another place.
Also, people forget, they act like there's a video camera in your house and that therapist is watching footage of your fights.
Yes.
Your husband's going and self-reporting from his view what happened, and probably getting validation from this therapist that he was in the right because of the details he included.
Yep.
He's probably going to come back more mad, feeling more entitled, like he's in the right and you're wrong. Like, she's not seeing the like black and white footage. She's hearing what he's telling her.
And she's feeling aligned to him because that's what she's supposed to fucking do.
Yeah, and she's not. You and this therapist aren't in cahoots, so you guys don't have the same goal. Like,
Yep.
in theory, her goal is for him to be happy, and that might not be staying in the marriage with you.
Oh my God, please. I say that all the time to people. My goal is not to like keep you together.
No.
And some couples therapists don't believe that. I have another couple therapist friend who's like, no, I think the goal for couple therapists should be for them to stay together. And I'm like, that's not my goal.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Would you say that most therapists are just tuned in to go, like, when one person's pushed in, that you're, I don't know, like, sort of like pre-programmed to not trust the other other spouse too, in a sense, because you know the other person wants you to do that? Does that make sense?
No.
Maybe not. Okay. Well, let me ask the main question I was going to ask.
Okay.
Because you guys have been doing therapy for how long?
4 years.
4 years. 4 long years. What do you guys think? How much can people change? And are there certain are there certain personality defects that are more repairable than others, or some that where you go like, yeah, that ain't fucking changing?
I don't know.
I mean, just in general, what do you think about change in people? Do you believe in it?
Yeah.
In like significant change?
Name a significant
Yeah.
change.
I don't know. I don't know. I keep going in my life where I go.
People aren't going to change their values, I don't think. So that's
Okay.
like right? So I think they're not going to change their values, probably. They're not. I think the older you are, the like less likely you are to change certain like patterns and behaviors. But at the same time, there's also tons of people who like do have like what I would call like a midlife crisis or like a significant life event and do change a lot from that. I think it's like,
But they become
they have to want to change. So like I think people can change, but they have to come in and they have to want to change. And I think like the change might not be
what you want.
Not even that, just might not be from the outside as noticeable. So I think it's more about how you feel internally. Like you're looking to feel more settled. I don't know. So it just really depends. I mean, think about like when you think about addiction, like how many people do you think quote change once they've started using?
Well, you mean change their personality changes when they start using?
I mean, like stop using.
Oh,
like
so
a behavior change.
I think that it exactly as you say, like it has to come from the person for sure,
and is that
right?
not
Like there's no fucking way that when you get forced into it that it works. It just doesn't.
And not like using as in like not that drug or like not using anything.
Yeah, and then I think
you always have an addictive component to your personality. Like for me, I need to replace it with something, whether it's work, whether it's it's been working out in my life. It's been pussy. It's been, just all kinds of, but mostly work for me. But
I think also, like, so some things will just change in time naturally without any effort.
Yeah.
I think that too, right? Like, depending on life stages. Like, I find, there's a lot of men who are, like, straight dogs, and then by the time they're, like, 60, it's, like, it's just,
45. Like, I mean, for real. No. That is real. It's so frustrating. It's, hey, listen, I wanted to be for the streets, and I'm already feeling like I want to retire. Like, it's tiring. It's not.
You've had 9 lives.
It's too much work.
I meant, like, cheating.
Yeah.
I like,
okay.
Yeah, like that, like they get like a lot of needs met from cheating, and like that, like the more estrogen they get, the less like motivated they are to do that. Like there's like certain things I think that just naturally shift over time.
Oh, talking to somebody smart is so nice sometimes.
But pulling like grabbing somebody basically out of their life circumstances and shaking them and being like, big changes needs to happen. Well, it's no.
I just met this.
Maybe with your kid. I think that's the hardest thing is like when I work with these teens, they're teetering on the edge of like, you don't have that much you're losing influence and like shaping who I am as a person and being able to make me change, quote, quote, and have big behavior changes. And I think parents are always at a loss of like what to do.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do when like you're at the point where you can't just like mold them?
I'm afraid of it all the time. Like, I mean, absolutely.
Like the biggest thing that like constantly coming up in inpatient is like my kid does not go to school.
True.
Like there's like nothing I can like do. Like they will not get out of bed. I cannot make them get out of bed. I can take their phone. I can ground them. I can blah blah blah. They will not go to school. And it's like the weirdest power struggle and like at different ages when kids realize. I think some kids don't even realize till they move out the house, and maybe that's the easiest for parents that like your parents can't make you do that much. It's like every kid finds that out at a different age, and sometimes it's like adulthood. But some kids find it out at like 11. Like, oh, you can't actually make me do anything. Like, you can take all my stuff. You can be mad at me. You can scream at me. You can't do anything.
I remember standing up to my mom where like I realized like, oh wait, you can't. Like I'm as big as you almost. Like you're not gonna spank me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a weird shift. But
It's a shift that has to happen.
and does. All right, guys. We'll see you soon.
Where are you? Do.
Where are you?
It's the end of the week.
Oh. That was fancy.